Look at what Harvard just did, okay? Harvard hires, like if you're watching this right now, what's the next word? Okay, if the average person watching this, you saw what just happened at Harvard. What do you think is the next word? Harvard hires ...
Jeez.
You ready? Harvard hires drag queen named Lahore Vagistan.
Wow.
As visiting professor for class about sexual dissidents. This is Lahore Vagistan. Look at the beauty, okay?
Is it?
Lahore Vagistan, okay? What a great name. Harvard has recently hired a visiting professor in the Women, Gender, and Sexuality department whose alter ego is a drag queen who goes by the name Lahore Vagistan. I keep saying that. Forgive me, folks. It's just
okay. You're not dead naming. You're calling
the
the person.
department announced in July it is bringing on Kareem Khubchanadi to teach classes on queer
He's Persian.
ethnography
He's Persian.
and RuPolitics,
RuPaul, you better work.
drag, race, and desire. Khubchanadi has an extensive career in drag queen performance and is committed to bringing a nightclub to classroom and vice versa, teaching critical race, post-colonial, and gender theory through lip sync and lecture. I'm an educator, scholar, and performer invested in feminist, queer, and trans everyday aesthetics, particularly in South Asia and its diaspora. Khubchanadi personal website reads, my work is committed to uplifting the creative ways that minoritarian, it's an Armenian last name.
Torian.
Yeah. Subjects live inside of oppressive structures, especially how we use dance, fashion, and language to build something more beautiful for each other. I'm an associate professor of theater, dance, and performance studies at Tufts University. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God, tough.
I also perform as Lahore Vagistan, everyday's favorite Desi drag queen auntie. The professor's queer ethnography course will study gender and sexual dissidents, such as gay neighborhoods, trans, raves, sex, work, lesbian parties, BDSM dungeons, AIDS activism, according to Harvard's official course catalog. Tell me that's not on their official book. Rob, folks, go ahead. Play that video because...
I don't even know what to say.
Go ahead, Rob.
He has eyebrows on top of his eyebrows.
Okay, stop, Rob. Stop. That's crazy. That's tough. Rob, go to the website.
That's a demon. I don't know what.
Okay.
Plain and simple.
So this is where I'm going with this. I have a complete different take on this, which I'll give here in a minute. Tom, how do you process this? Again, to me, we thought we were done with this insanity stuff. We thought Netflix was going to stop doing things with kids. We thought Disney was done. We thought Harvard was done. Then an announcement like this happened. Have they learned their lesson yet? Is this going to make a difference? Or are they going to keep playing these games for no reason?
Well, I happen to think that this is a mistake. And I think I'd be willing to bet that the Board of Regents, the trustees, the provost, and the president of Harvard that are all negotiating with our government right now, because our government has said we're going to cut, the exact word is $2.2 billion in research grants because we don't like the way you didn't protect the Jewish students on campus when the Palestinian protests were happening. And it's not that there was a Palestinian activist, it's that they were threatening and they were intimidating, and the Jewish students very reasonably feared for their personal safety. So number one, then they had the same issue that Yale had where they had their thumb on the scale and not letting good students come in, specifically Asian ones, and they were mixing DEI so that, no, sir, we're a private university. Yeah, you're a private university, MF, but you know something? You're getting money from the United States of America from public people's taxes, $2.2 billion a year in grants. So you can't hide behind, oh, I'm private, I can do admissions any way I want when you're taking public money. Do whatever you want, but stop taking the public money. No more money from the public. Then they came back and they said, listen, we may bar you or just disbar you. So it's not just we're freezing the $2.2 billion, Pat, they want to disbar it. And they have put on the table a financial settlement of $500 billion. Harvard is negotiating at this hour on that $500 million. It was a headline. People thought it was done. It's not. It's being negotiated with the Trump administration and Harvard. So you have all these people on one part of campus, and all of a sudden, Pat, they see this, even though they might say, hey, if we want to offer a class like this and it's ridiculous, we'll offer a class like this. We'll do it. We can do whatever we want. We're a private institution. That's true, you are. But what do you think Pat, what would you think that the trustees and the provost, what if you're one of the trustees? And I don't think you ever would be, but what if you're one of the trustees, provost and the president come in there and you say, how are we doing with the federal government? We got to get these grants back, otherwise you're going to have a budget shortfall here. And they say, hey, did you see this going on over in the School of Sociology?
Sorry, Tom, I just looked it up. It's on their website. So, okay, so if you go here, harvard.edu, okay? Rob, can you confirm this is their actual website? Okay. Just click on that. Just click on that right there, yeah. So it's their real website. Okay, now go back to the page you were on. Zoom in a little bit on their site. If you click on queer ethnography, okay, place is still available. It's okay. You can log in and use that as a code. So go to the other one. On RuPolitics. Okay. So, you're saying Harvard and the government for me. For me, it's very different. For me, that's the problem. Because if Harvard's always going to be worried about what the government thinks about giving them money, officially the customer becomes the government, not the families.
That's what I'm saying.
So
be a private school,
right.
but don't take the public money.
Right.
Do whatever you want.
Yeah, so where I'm going with this is, so then their number one priority ought to be parents. Now, their argument may be, look, to all the conservatives out there that have problems with what Netflix and Disney is doing, you guys don't like it because it's under 18. Fine. These are adults. Let them take the classes. Believe it or not, I actually can understand that argument, okay, that they're making. You understand what I'm saying? Because if we, as conservatives, say, take it out of the, don't put it in front of our kids. They don't need to see this, okay? You can put it afterwards. Fine. You want to put... I can simply sit there and say, you know what, we're going to go to Harvard, but we're not going to take this class. Just don't worry about that class.
Right.
But maybe you know why they're putting it there? You know why they're putting it there? Yesterday, I was watching something saying, why are so many celebrities' kids transgenders? It was showing Magic Johnson, Dwayne Wade, Megan Fox, Charlize Theron. Why is that?
Bill Maher's talked about it. He goes to parties.
Megan
and you can't
Fox,
believe how many.
Megan Fox, all these. Megan Fox, I think is 343, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
Get out of here. All three of her kids?
I actually think it's...
That
Can
is...
It's up
you
there.
check with Megan Fox? How many trans kids does Megan Fox have? Trans kids does Megan Fox have?
to go 3 for 3. I mean, you're
Let me
just...
see. Megan has 4 children, but none of them... The room says the children are transgender based on misinformation.
Haven't been publicly identified. We've seen them dressed as the opposite sex.
Well, I mean, you're dating Machine Gun Kelly, who was famous for being a dude who dresses as a chick.
Megan Fox.
So I'm glad you did
3
that.
kids
But you
and
see,
the gardener.
You see the pictures if you go to it, what the kids look like when they're going in the streets. Boys dressed as, I mean, it's not that you're not seeing it. But going back to it, maybe what they're doing is they're trying to say, we have to find a way to please the folks on the left. We have to find a way to please the people on the right. And here's what we're going to be doing. So Hollywood's going to be okay with one to send their kids here. Okay, they're not trying to see their customers as conservatives. I actually don't have a problem with that as they're doing this. I can choose not to take it. To me, I'm more okay with this than I am with the stuff that's going on with kids. That I have this much tolerance for. If you're an adult, we went to my kid this summer. Now I can say it. He went to Yale for this whatever program. Not Yale. It was a program he went to. Very interesting. Trans was out in the open. You were there.
I was there.
One of the guys that starts talking registration, the way he's talking, we're like, whoa.
I know what it was. Yeah, I was like, whoa.
And multiple kids he met that were gay and just openly talking and all this stuff. And we prepped them. I said, this is where you're going. You're going to experience a different type of an environment. We chose to put the kid there, right? Adam, how do you process this yourself? Like, would you as an adult, let's just say you're going to Florida State University, they offer RuPolitics. Would you take it?
At Florida State University, let me tell you something. I majored in communications and I minored in beer and chicks. This was not a thing that Florida State University or any normal, rational person dealt with growing up. And there's a lot to talk about here. Let me segment this. The Harvard situation. They hired this trans drag show person, Lahore Vagistan, to teach this class about transgenderism. Vagistan. Any country that ends with stan, just know that they're probably not a big fan of the gays. Pakistan, Afghanistan, Kazakhstan, very nice. I have no idea.
Turkestan.
There you go. So the Gays for Gaza thing, everybody understands it's a complete sham because anyone who's gay would not be allowed in any country that ends with stan or any Muslim country for that matter. Ironically enough, and it's a little too much for me, Tel Aviv is like the gayest city in the Middle East by far. A little too much. But they said that politics is downstream from culture. And this is really where we're at these days. If you show that stat about just how gay and gay and gay our country is getting, okay, that's what's going on. Now, they say that does art imitate life or does life imitate art? What I would do, which Pat, I think you would agree with this, if you're going to have Lahore Vagistan teach a class, you always talk about having opposing opinions, like two professors, that's what you would do. Well, I have an idea. Harvard, why don't you hire someone like Andrew Tate to teach a class about toxic masculinity, and him and Lahore Vagistan can teach his class together, and we'll see who has a better idea for the future of our youth. Something will tell me when Andrew Tate sits down next to Lahore Vagistan, Lahore is probably going to run out the door because he's going to dismantle her with actual facts and actual arguments. So this is what's going on there. That's Harvard. Now, can we talk about Netflix for a second? This is also part of the politics is downstream from culture. When we were growing up, I used to watch shows like Saved by the Bell, which taught you how to talk to chicks like Kelly Kapowski. Exactly. When you wake up in the morning and you feel that whole deal. And there was other shows In Living Color, but there was another show that I used to watch growing up. It was called Pepe Le Pew. You remember this dude?
He was a freaking
This dude right here was, some may say he was a ladies' man, Don Juan DeMarco. Other may say he was a living, breathing sexual assaulter in real life.
A predator.
But this may have been sort of the reason the Me Too movement sort of existed. All right, let me tell you, lady, I'm going to take you out. All right, maybe Pepe Le Pew got canceled during the Me Too movement. But I would tell you,
French skunk, which was a complete, was a complete. There was underlying.
Tom, please don't
there.
defend sexual assaulters, please. Tom, you're better than that. Pepe Le Pew, what a sicko. However, he did teach boys a lot of lessons how to approach women. Flip it. Now you have these shows which is encouraging kids to become transgender. And you have a 12-year-old lecturing doctors in that one scene. Listen, doctors, I know you're looking at charts and graphs and biology, but Scotty's actually a woman. So let's please use they, them pronouns while she's sick with cancer, because that's really what the kid's worried about right there. To say that we're living in an upside down world would be an understatement, but equilibrium is what we're getting to. My assumption is over the next few years, like you said, Pat, transgenderism is going to be canceled, just like the Me Too movement got canceled with Pepe.
I just think it's too much, man. I think it's too much. But if a college wants to do it as an adult, you can do it. However, we as parents can say, screw you, okay? That's simple. The challenge becomes some parents who are putting their kids in school who are 12, 13 years old in public school, who can't afford to put them in private school, can't say screw you because they live in that zip code. That's their job. They can't afford to put their kids in a private school that's a couple $1,000s a month. They're the ones that are screwed, where the options are not there. Last night was a great night. The Yankees beat the Red Sox, okay? Notice one person not clapping, okay? And that is none other than Tom Ellsworth. So here's what we want to do with you. Here's what, look at that. Look at the hater look.
Look at that look.
Zoom in on his face. By the way, I want people, can you zoom in on his face, Jake?
Himself.
Zoom in on his face
stop smiling.
and tell me, everybody in the group text last night was texting back except for one guy. And the one guy who didn't respond back was this guy. He says he doesn't have hate towards the Yankees. I believe he does. Having said that, the pitcher of the Yankees yesterday pitched a
lights out
12 strike. You know, he hasn't pitched a 12 strikeout. Not in the minor leagues. This is the first time he does it. Lights out, great stuff. But here's what we like to see.
Schlittler.
For some of you guys that are Dodger fans, you're from LA and you're on Tom's side. We got the Dodger Blue Future Looks Bright hat.
Look at
Check this
that.
out. Look at the timing of it.
Boom.
What a sick hat that is. By the way, whether you're a Dodgers fan or not, that is a legit one of the sickest blue-colored Future Looks Bright hat we have. But if you're a Yankees fan, folks, we also got the Yankees hat. The navy blue Future Looks Bright hat. So here's a contest we're going to be playing. We're going to be watching to see which of these two is going to get more love. Now,
Come on, Yankees.
Tom was upset because Tom said people in LA are sleeping, Pat. Yankees fans are up.
Yeah, we are.
But listen, California is one of the biggest viewers of the podcast. So, Rob, We have to find a way to put the links of both hats there. Folks, if you're searching it, you could put Navy hat, it'll come up. And what's the other hat's title if somebody is searching it so they want to find it? It's Royal Hat.
It is a
you
sick
type in
color.
Royal, but both hats are sick.
I know.
Are there other
maybe,
colors?
Maybe you're somebody that's kind of like, you're neither the Yankees or the Dodgers. Some of you guys may be watching this. You're Pirates. You're ready to go after the ump. Some of you guys are like, where's that ump? Give me the ump. I want to go find that man. I want to go chase that man. I don't know if we got saw it or not. They were chasing. Did you see that afterward? Oh, my God.
They chased the ump?
They're holding the Pirates players back from destroying this ump.
Oh, man.
Because of a couple bad pitches that they had. Cubs
Did they get
obviously won.
elimination?
Yeah, it's done, guys. So
Next year
Yankees
it's a
made it.
robot.
Yeah,
that's true.
Well, we're going to see what's going to happen. If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click here.